Are you ready for some exciting news that could shape the future of the Toronto Maple Leafs? A promising forward has just inked a 3-year entry-level contract, and the buzz around this young talent is palpable. With a standout season in the BWHL, scoring 29 goals and racking up 73 points, this player is ready to bring his offensive skills to the NHL. What does this mean for the Leafs lineup and their quest for glory? Stick around and find out. The Toronto Maple Leafs have made another intriguing move, signing 20-year-old forward Borja Vallis to a 3-year entry-level contract that will kick in at the start of the 2025-26 season. This young talent has shown promise with a solid performance in the WHL, netting 29 goals and racking up 73 points in just 57 games with the Prince George Cougars. Standing at 6'2", Vallis brings a combination of size and skill that could be a valuable asset for the Leafs down the line. Mark Lamb, the general manager of the Cougars, has been vocal about Vallis's development, praising him as the team's best two-way player and highlighting his commitment to playing professionally. "He's a leader on the team," Lamb said, and it's clear that Vallis has made significant strides since joining the Cougars. His ability to go to the net and create scoring opportunities is particularly noteworthy, and it's hard not to feel a sense of excitement about what he could bring to the Leafs in the future. Now let's break down the details of this contract. Vallis's NHL salary is set at $775,000, which is fairly standard for entry-level players, and he's also receiving a signing bonus of $97,500, along with a performance bonus of $102,500 for games played. This gives him an average annual value, AAV, of $975,000, which is reasonable for a player of his potential. If he finds himself in the AHL instead, his salary drops to $85,000, which is a bit of a safety net for the organization. The question that looms over this signing, however, is where Vallis fits within the Leafs system. He's clearly a player with high upside, but the team's current roster and future plans could dictate how quickly he gets an opportunity to make an impact at the NHL level. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, securing a player with Vallis's skill set and potential is a great move for the organization. On the other, it's important to manage expectations and ensure he develops properly before being thrust into the spotlight. As fans, we've been down this road before with prospects who have come and gone. We all want to see our young players thrive, but it's crucial that the Leafs don't rush Vallis's development. The pressure of playing in Toronto can be immense, and we've seen how it can affect young players. That being said, the potential for Vallis to be a part of the Leafs' future is exciting. He could bring a fresh dynamic to the team, especially if he continues to build on his impressive junior performance. Looking ahead, the impact of this signing extends beyond just Vallis himself. The Maple Leafs are in a position where they need to constantly evaluate their roster and build for both the present and the future. Each decision they make, including this one, can shape the team's chances of success. With the playoffs being our ultimate goal, having a solid pipeline of young talent like Vallis could be critical in achieving that. But I want to hear from you, the fans. How do you feel about this signing? Are you excited about Vallis's potential, or do you have reservations? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. As we inch closer to the NHL trade deadline, excitement is bubbling over for us passionate Toronto Maple Leafs fans. In his latest article for 32 Thoughts, Elliotte Friedman laid out the harsh reality. If the Leafs want to make a significant move, they'll have to part with some of their most coveted assets. And let's be real, that's a heavy price to pay. There's a lot riding on these decisions, not just for the team, but for us, the fans, who dream of seeing a Stanley Cup. In Toronto, Friedman highlights 4 specific players that rival teams are eyeing from the Leafs: Easton Cowan, Ben Danford, Fraser Minton, and that all-important first-round pick in 2026. It's clear that the Leafs will need to weigh their options carefully. Do they really want to gamble on their future potential for immediate success? We're talking about the kind of decision that could define this franchise for years to come. Now, let's consider the names being tossed around in trade discussions. Brayden Schenn, Brock Nelson, Mikko Rantanen, and Scott Laughton have all been linked to the Leafs. While Schenn and Nelson are both over 30 years old and will only get older as their contracts wind down, Rantanen stands out as a more intriguing option. I mean, who wouldn't want a player of his caliber in a playoff push? But let's be honest, acquiring him will come at a steep cost. one that could leave us questioning whether it was worth it down the line. The reality is, the teams know how crucial it is for the Maple Leafs to succeed in the playoffs. They're going to demand the moon, and we can't afford to lose sight of the bigger picture. Brad Treliving, our GM, has a tough task ahead. He needs to avoid the mistakes of the past that have haunted this franchise, yet he must also take bold steps to ensure we aren't left adrift without a path to success. I can't help but feel torn about the direction we're heading. On one hand, the allure of making a big splash is tempting. We all want to see our team lift the cup, and bringing in an elite talent like Rantanen could be the catalyst we need. But on the other hand, are we really ready to mortgage our future for a shot at glory? It's a delicate balance, and every Leafs fan knows how high the stakes are. And what about our current stars? Mitch Marner is also in a situation where his contract could complicate things. If the Leafs can't keep Marner, due to salary cap constraints, how realistic is it to think we could re-sign Rantanen? Both players are going to command top dollar, and the last thing we want is to lose one of our homegrown talents for a fleeting chance at the championship. The trade deadline is just a week away, and every decision made in this short span will echo for years. Fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think trading away top prospects is a wise move, or should we stick to our guns and build through the draft? Personally, I'm conflicted. I love the idea of making a big trade, but I also fear the repercussions of potentially losing out on future stars. So, what's the consensus, Leafs Nation? Are we ready to gamble our future for immediate success, or should we take a more measured approach? I genuinely want to know your thoughts. Please share your expectations in the comments below. And remember, if you're enjoying this discussion and want to stay updated on all the latest news surrounding our beloved Maple Leafs, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Activate that notification bell to ensure you never miss an update. Together, let's keep the conversation going and hope for the best as we navigate this critical time in our franchise's history.